Ah, yes. Here we are again. Cannabis news. I'm your host, Joe Klare. It's March 12th, 2019. Welcome to everyone watching and listening at home or wherever you are. It's presented, as always, by the Marijuana Times. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video tab there to find the show. A bunch of great articles and more. marijuanatimes.org. Today we're talking about that story of the cancer patient, the stage 4 pancreatic cancer patient, having their hospital room searched for marijuana. The video has gone viral on various social media platforms. Also, medical marijuana making its debut in North Dakota. And seems there may be some sort of deal struck in New Jersey for adult use legalization. That maybe that kind of may happen here sometime in the near future. Kind of, sort of, maybe. We'll see. Talk about all that coming up. But first, of course, Cannabis news is brought to you by NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Make sure you're growing safe and poison-free, not using harmful chemicals, not using banned pesticides, being regulatory compliant in the state that you are growing in. You can do all these things with NatureSide, nature-side.com, proud sponsor of Cannabis News. Go check them out. They are awesome. This first story from marijuanatimes.org by yours truly. Video of cops searching room of cancer patient for marijuana sparks outrage. I'm not going to play the video here. You've likely seen it. The video on Facebook has about 850,000 views as we record this. And I think Massroots posted on their Twitter account the video as well. And the last I saw that was like 8.4 million views. So millions and millions of people have seen it. If you have not, you can click the link of this story in the description of the video to see the story and to see the video. Basically, police tend to come across as police often do, indifferent, condescending, a-holy, I guess for a more descriptive term, just like all of it being unnecessary on top of their attitude, kind of like they're not like that they're being put out. They obviously, they are okay with doing their job, but they're just like, I don't want to answer your questions. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to explain to you what I'm doing or why I'm doing. This is illegal. I'm doing my job. That's all you need to know. Basically, the old, I'm just doing my job excuse, which is well known throughout history as the refuge of just about everyone at some point or another who had to do distasteful things in their job. As I point out in the article, and it's a theme I know I talk about a lot, and I'm going to continue to talk about it because to me, it's the main problem. At some point, we cross the line from crimes being something where someone's rights were infringed, something where there was a victim, to some crimes being, hey, enough of us have decided that we don't want people doing this, so we're going to make this illegal, and we're going to make our opinion of the morality of this action have the force of law. So cops are perfectly at home, going into someone's house and telling them, no, you can't smoke marijuana. If I find marijuana, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take you to jail. I'm going to give you a citation, whatever the law is in that area. This was in a hospital room. Of course, they're going to feel comfortable coming in there, demanding to search this cancer patient's room. And the cancer patient, obviously points out that, I'm a cancer patient, and he asks one of the officers at one point, what would you do? And the officer's like, well, I'm not going to get into what if, situations. It's illegal, blah, 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 etc. Sparked outrage across the internet for good reason. But like I said, as I pointed out, when we cross that line, that some things people we don't know are doing somewhere we aren't, that's not affecting us, we made the decision that some of those things are criminal. Someone not affecting anyone else is somewhere else doing something. We picked some of those things and said, well, some of those things that you're doing that's not affecting someone else and we don't know about, and we're not where you are, we're never going to meet you, we have no idea what you're doing, and it's never going to affect us. We decided a certain number of those things are criminal. And that line being crossed, well, that leads to all this. It leads to so many problems. It was a perfectly good line. If you infringed on the rights of someone, if there's a victim, if you victimized someone in some way, then that's a crime. It's a great system, a great line. Long ago, human beings decided, no, Need a little more. I'm going to need a little more. I don't know you. I'll never be where you are. What you're doing doesn't affect me, but I don't like it. So enough of us have decided that you're not going to be allowed to do it anymore. Sorry. I know you don't know any of us. We've never been to your house. We've never been to your hospital room. And this guy says he wasn't smoking marijuana. He was taking THC capsules. And I think if there's supposed to be this marijuana smell coming from the room, I think the cops would have smelled that. Would they have not have? I'm like, oh, somebody's blazing up in here. Marijuana has a pretty distinctive odor, especially when smoked indoors. In any case, it is what it is. And stuff like that will continue. It just will. Because of the line being crossed that I just talked about. Moving on. This is from apnews.com. Medical marijuana makes its North Dakota debut in Fargo. Because, well, why wouldn't it? Why would it make its debut somewhere else? They did a movie and a whole show named after Fargo. That's where you open the medical marijuana dispensary. I think them's the rules, as they say. North Dakota's first medical marijuana dispensary open for business in Fargo and Fargo Mini Mall. And several of the dozen or so people who showed up in the first hour said they were relieved they can finally get the drug. It took the state more than 2 years to build up a regulatory structure after voters approved medical marijuana in 2016. Really did it. More than 2 years. More than 2 years to build up a regulatory structure so they can open up this store and a few other ones. Okay. Marcus Schumacher, 23, suffers from cystic fibrosis. Showed up in the cold and snow and said it was worth the wait. It's a little bit slow, but it's day one, he said. I'm very relieved, in all honesty. Some people complain about the supply. Obviously, things are limited. There's one dispensary open. I mean, things are going to be slow going. Well, they're certainly not going to speed up after taking 2 years, more than 2 years, just to build the regulatory structure. But medical marijuana is officially being sold in North Dakota. And progress is progress, no matter how slow or very slow or incredibly frustratingly slow said progress is. It can still be qualified as progress because some patients in North Dakota are getting legal medicine. This last story from APP.com, not to be confused with OPP, which I am, of course, down with. I know it's a very old reference that most of you have no idea what it means. Go look it up. Google OPP, New Jersey marijuana legalization. Phil Murphy, legislators announced legal weed deal. Is a vote next? Question mark. A lot of question marks over this New Jersey story over the last year. A vote to legalize marijuana in New Jersey could come as soon as March 25th, after Governor Phil Murphy and the legislative leaders announced that they've reached a deal on legal weed. A full version of the bill hasn't been released yet, but Murphy, Senate President Stephen Sweeney, Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin, Senator Nicholas Scutari, and Assemblywoman Annette Quinjano announced in a joint statement that they have come to an agreement on regulatory control, sales tax, and municipal tax revenue, the last sticking point among the parties. Murphy said in the statement, quote, legalizing adult use marijuana is a monumental step to reducing disparities in our criminal justice system. I believe that this legislation will establish an industry that brings fairness and economic opportunity to all of our communities while promoting public safety by ensuring a safe product and allowing law enforcement to focus their resources on serious crimes. We'll continue to update this story as it goes throughout the month. I know we've talked about a lot. This was all supposed to happen in New Jersey last year. It did not. It's dragged on until now, more than a year after Phil Murphy took office in New Jersey. We're still talking about it. And I guess we'll continue to do so because, it's cannabis news, and I cover cannabis news, and a large populous state like New Jersey legalizing adult use marijuana, especially through the legislature, is a big deal. It's not my fault. It just goes on and on and on. I figured by now we'd be talking about, implementation, public commenting on regulations. I don't know, something, but no, we're still talking about just getting a bill together. I mean, it's frustrating for me. I know it's frustrating for people in New Jersey. It has to be. They've been hearing about this for over a year. Just do it. God, do your job. God, I don't understand. Just do your job. It's not difficult. You make it seem difficult. Many of you do. You make it seem so incredibly difficult. But it's really not. Just do it. That's right. Another old reference that people still know because it's Nike's pretty much relied on it for a very, very long time. In any case, thanks everybody for checking out Cannabis News. Keep liking, sharing, commenting on the videos, using this show to spread the truth about cannabis. Check us out on YouTube and Vimeo and Apple Podcasts for the audio version. Search Marijuana Times. Go to marijuanatimes.org. Click the video tab. You can find us that way as well. Thank you for watching and listening today. We'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.